folks, back on the Bossman show, special guest, Coach Sam Puryear of the Howard Bison golf team, TSU Tiger like myself. So I want to talk to my fellow TSU Tiger alumni. Coach Puryear, how things up with you guys in DC, man?
Man, things are great right now. Honestly, I have zero complaints. At the end of the day, I'm grateful for each and every day.
Most definitely. Now, Coach, you started a program at Howard from the ground up. Steph Curry stepped up big with a great donation to the university for 6 years for your program there. So you just hired this year as the coach of the golf team, men's and women. So how has that transition been for you with the golf team taking over at Howard now and being where you've been over your career and building this thing from the ground up, Coach?
Well, first of all, as you know, it hadn't been a typical year, so that within itself has made the transition pretty interesting. I mean, from COVID to the lack of contact to the recruiting deadlines, the recruiting dead period. So it's been a crazy year, honestly. The last 6-7 months have been bananas. But at the same time, it's actually been interesting because it has forced you to have a lot more conversation and communication with your team. I feel like and I'm a communication person, so I feel like through the communication realm, you're forced to speak more and you get to know your players, I think, a little better, although you're not in physical contact with them. So for me, it is different, but at the same time, I take it as a nice challenge.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, I think you take your pride in building something from the ground up as well, because when you get to start some like your foundation, set your culture from day one. I think that's really great for you as you build this program for years to come here.
Yeah, I think so. I think at the end of the day, I think we're trying to right now lay the bricks, lay the framework, lay the groundwork for something that's sustainable year after year after year. And although it is a 6-year investment on the front end, I'm looking at it as a lifetime investment because to me, like I tell students all the time, it's not a 4-year decision when you decide to come play for me. It's a 40-year decision because of the decisions that you make, the opportunities that you create, and the experiences, they last a lifetime. Even when those 4 years have all have come and gone.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, Howard's a great university, a great city of DC. It's a great recruiting point already just going to Howard education in the city of DC. So as you start this golf team from the ground up, where's the pitch to young recruits that remain here in Atlanta and beyond who hear this interview go globally, who might want to get in, who are golfers in high school now and want to come play collegiately in the MEAC conference with you guys?
Well, I look at it this way. I mean, number one, if just my track record, I mean, I've won everywhere I've gone. So, you can go out and play for another coach, and the coach will say, well, if you come here, then I think we will do this. We might win. Well, if I say, hey, come play for me, you can look at my track record, and it will say, you come play for me, and we will win. Now, I've coached 12 years. I have 6 rings. I challenge you to put that up against another coach with a national championship ring, a Big Ten championship ring, couple coach of the years, 4 of the conference titles, and a ton of collegiate victories winning tournaments. So I'm comfortable with my track record. I have a couple guys I've coached that are still on the actual PGA Tour. That being said, I can tell you what those people are doing in order to get better. I can tell you what they did in order to get better. I can tell you what they're doing to maintain and try to always maintain that level to keep trying to, play for that check. That's the one thing I can give a young person that a lot of people can't.
Most definitely. And you know what, Coach, is so great about it is, like you said, you talk about off the air that you played for Coach Stark since Tennessee State University, the first women's coach in the D1 there as far as a woman there. How was the experience for you at Tennessee State playing for her, and what is she instilling in you as you coach guys and girls today to be better golfers?
I love Coach. I mean, I went to play for an '88. I love Coach, and we laid her to rest 2 weeks ago. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of what you didn't know then that you know now, and you realize she was in your corner, and that doesn't mean that you didn't go at it. I mean, we went at it. Coach and I had some crazy times, but I knew she cared about me. I knew that she was trying to make me a better man, and I think inherently the way she saw it is if she made me a better man, the golf part will be easy. And I take that same approach. It's interesting you asked that question. I told one of the guys on my team today, we were talking earlier today, I said, my goal is for him to, of course, try to live his dreams and make it on tour. My real goal is for him to become an incredible young uh, African American business person that he's able to take care of his family. All of his dreams will be able to come true, and that he'll be able to do the things that he thinks he needs to do to impact and impart his wisdom on the world. We just had that conversation earlier today.
Most definitely, because like you said, it's a 40-year commitment when you come play for you. Because same here, like I'm still close to Coach Allen, Coach Alexander. I'm still Coach Nolan Richardson III. I still talk to all these guys, Dana Ford. I still talk to these guys
Right,
after being at Tennessee State University. I still relations with these guys. I was camp as a kid at YSP
right,
program, so
right,
I know how coaches can impact you. He impacted me as a young man, and the fact I still talk to him
right.
today on is great. So having a great coach in your corner who can instill stuff in you, talk to you, because as a coach, you impact lives every day, all day, and what you say and do, and help
Right.
and shape, mold especially young Black African American men and women. It's so key knowing what's going on in our world today, right now, Coach, which is crazy around us right now.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you're right. I think the coach, in a lot of respects, the coach doesn't get the credit. And I mean, I'm okay with that, but the coach plays a very pivotal role in that development. In my case, you're trying to develop them on the course and also off the course. So, I mean, I don't take that for granted. I realize that's an incredible responsibility to have a family put their young person in your care for 4 years. And I hold that dear.
Yes, indeed. And you know what, Coach? I also feel this way about golf. It's like golf is a sport where you can get stuff done business wise. So you say, I've become a young businessman. I know me, I have my degrees in business. A lot of deals are made on the golf course, tennis courts. So you're playing a sport that can take you farther. You can play late in life. Football, basketball, it stops for you. But tennis and golf, a lifetime sport you can play whenever, whoever you want to. So I think that is a great thing about golf is that it's a lifetime sport that can bridge the gap for a lot of different things, open a lot of doors, and get stuff done.
Well, I agree, and I think too. I mean, if you think about it, what you're doing is you're creating a lifestyle. The key is you're creating a lifestyle, and I think as these young people develop jobs in corporate America or they become entrepreneurs and do it on their own, becoming a member of that country club, becoming a member of that public course, playing golf with their clients, regardless of what they do, becomes a piece of the norm. And it's good, at least if you can speak that language with them, which will help you in different forms of, in your own personal life and business life. I just don't know how you can go wrong. I'd be hard pressed to find a sport that can prepare you for the real world more than golf. I can't think of one right now.
I can see that. And coach, let me ask you this: as a young African American kids, golf can be kind of expensive for young Black kids to get into. So how's the sport about making it cheaper for more feasible financially for young Black kids to get into the sport of golf and tennis and those kind of sports that kind of cost a little bit more money to get into than basketball or for football or baseball would?
Well, there are programs out there. There are organizations and programs in every city around the United States which have programs that will put clubs in young people's hands that will help you gain some level of access. I mean, there are programs all over the United States like that. But I also look at its priorities. When I look at families and I see young people, parents will say, hey, we poor, yada, 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 but they're wearing $250 pair of Air Jordans. Like, wait a minute. I'm not wearing $200 pair of tennis shoes myself.
Same here.
It's priorities, though. It's about priorities. So to me, it's a simple investment. I'll wear cheaper shoes, but I invest in tutoring or golf or something that will take me further. Instead of the flip, instead of putting expensive shoes on my feet and not investing in the tutoring and the academics and the golf. It's just priorities.
Most definitely. And you're right about that, coach. That's something my parents instilled in me is like, hey, knowing the value of a dollar, knowing understanding appreciation, and knowing that you rather invest in stocks than buy some Nike shoes. You want to invest in Nike stock, rather about Nike shoes. That's what my father told
Exactly.
me. He said, I'd rather buy some stock rather than buy some shoes. So he did. He
That's
bought
right.
some Nike stock as a 14-year-old. So I was
Right.
like, so I get you. So understand the value of money and resources and how you want to grow your kids' money. I still have those stocks my dad bought for me, those bonds my dad bought for me. I still have them to this day at 33 years old. So it's like, so
Wow.
Coach. So like you said, it's different priorities, and I think for me, I was put in USTA program to play tennis in here in Atlanta. I went to Hadley Park and played there in the summertime as well. So I was exposed to things, to be able to be TSU's YSPP program or whatever. So you're right. The parents really care about developing their kid, son or daughter. They'll make sacrifices to do it the right way for their kid to set them up for a future, whether it be golf, tennis, or wherever in life there.
Exactly. Exactly. Totally.
And coach, let me ask you this, man. So let's talk a little bit about you as a person, as a coach, man. So for our listeners out here who not familiar with golf teams, how you go about coaching a young golfer? Is it daily practice on the course? Is it off the court for his weights? So how's the golfer trained for the listeners who may not understand the game of golf like you and I understand the game of golf?
Well, I give you a perfect example. I mean, even though I'm the coach, I'm trying to keep myself in position to be better as a coach. So what does that even mean for me? That means you get up in the morning like today, you get up, I go hit wedge shots. I went to the gym. I'll come back here to the house after this interview. I'll stretch. I'll prepare, rest my mind. I'll do some more exercise later, and I'll do some golf centric. When you're playing collegiately and you're trying to get to that next level, you have to eat and sleep golf. You have to spend time on your game. You have to chip, pitch, putt, hit balls. You have to play. At the same time, your nutrition and your exercise has to marry your physical part. So if you're not resting and recovering properly, if all of a sudden you're out eating a ton of sugar and drinking 10 or 15 Gatorades, uh, there's absolutely no way your game will follow. So you're about creating that equitable balance in your life. So yeah, you need to be working out. You need to be exercising. You need to have your nutrition right. You need to be on the course working on your game, but your mind has to be rested enough to be able to ingest and digest what you're taking while you're out on the course. And at the same time, you need the tutelage while you're out there. Iron sharpens iron. No one could become great by themselves.
Most definitely.
Anybody that you name in the history of time, I don't care who you name, has had somebody that they look to for something. That's how you become great.
Most definitely. And coach, let me ask you as far as COVID. How has COVID affected training on the golf course? I know it's an outdoor thing, so you're not really enclosed. So how's it affected your guys training for us with COVID here and trying to social distance and get guys and gals in shape here for the upcoming season here, hopefully here real soon?
Great question. I got to be honest with you. I don't think COVID has affected us at all on the golf course. I think for golfers around the United States, as a matter of fact, I just got this text probably 25 minutes ago, right before I started this interview with you. And it was about some scores out of Arizona. And the high school scores, they're the best they've ever been. They shattered like a 25-year record.
Wow.
I'm seeing this now all over the country because what's happening is these kids have been on the golf course since March working on their game. So actually, I think these young golfers have gotten better. They've gotten better during the COVID. So now, because of virtual learning, they're doing their virtual classes, they're in the gym, and they're spending all day on the golf course. So I think COVID, in some respects, where it has probably hurt some sports like swimming because you can't get in the water, it's not affecting golf at all. Matter of fact, I would almost put money to say the golf is getting better.
Wow, I can see it because that's one thing you can do outside without worrying about getting someone too close to you. It's social distance already. You
Right,
got your own carts, your own balls, so I can see that
right,
going down that way for sure. And coach, let me
right.
talk about Tennessee State University. You talked about there a little bit. So talk about your time at TSU. Like I told you, I was there from '05 to '09, getting my undergrad, master's 2011 there. So what was your time like at TSU, and how has it changed over the years from time you was there to when I went there and right now?
Holy cow, bro. It's not the same spot, baby. It's not the same spot. I'm trying to tell you, listen, TSU back in the day, when I got there, man, there was some times that place could be a frightening place, man. But the people I met were unbelievable, man. I mean, from the walks down to Fisk to the parties down to Fisk and Harry to going down to the college crib late at night or the Harpers and all the stuff we used to do down in Hadley Park and TSU. But now the TSU I see now is what I've always hoped and dreamed it would be. Beautiful bookstore where you can buy nice gear, uh, access to things on campus. Think about it. When I was there, man, if you missed dinner in the caf at 6 o'clock, man, when I tell you, you was starving tonight, bro. You up in the dorm playing cards for some food, man.
Wow.
We out on the golf course. Here's a story for we out on the golf course because we knew we were gonna miss dinner. We out there playing for Lee's Chicken, man. At that time, Lee's Chicken had a three-piece special for $2.99.
Lee's
We
chicken.
we gamble for that every day on the golf course. I'm just letting you know right now. Hey, $3 for some three pieces of chicken, knowing I'm gonna miss dinner. I was gonna beat you that day because I knew I was gonna be hungry.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so I know my mom would tell me you used to be straight through there. Like you couldn't go straight through like in the stop where it's what little areas on John A. Merritt there on 28th.
That's right.
You couldn't go through
That's
there. I'm
right.
like, you seriously you can go through TS like that? I'm like, yeah, you could. I'm like, I wish I could saw that day. We can go straight through that store.
Oh, oh no, it's totally this. I'll tell you a real story, man. With my fraternity, man. I'm an alpha with my fraternity. We used to go up when you used to be able to drive straight through the campus. We used to drive straight up and go down to that maximum security prison and play the convicts in basketball, man. Like community
Wow.
outreach. And I mean, to think about some of those guys in there, and they would tell you those guys in there were lifers, man. And we would go down there and do community projects like that. I mean, those are the things when I think of college, the time spent, going down to the Bethlehem Center over there near Vandy and volunteering time. I remember that stuff from college, man. I remember the relationships. I remember meeting people from Memphis, I mean, I always thought they was like a whole nother world. Shelby County one time, I remember that gangster walk. I remember that stuff, man.
They had their own
I
language in
mean,
Memphis, boy. They had their own language
they
over
had
there.
they had their own language. So I remember that. And I tell you what, those 4 years at TSU were probably some of the best years of my life. They were unbelievable, man.
And I know you go to Nashville now, all the buildings up there, and I'm like, this ain't what I remember. All that extra side of downtown, like that, it wasn't there when I was here. It's all different now. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, it's growing over there. Say I remember 2005 going to learn about the zoo and all that good stuff over there, hanging out in the down
Oh
student
man.
centers. So,
The,
I learned all
the
that stuff.
zoo was amazing. The zoo was amazing. I'm trying to tell you. I could tell you a lot of stories I won't. But the zoo was amazing.
I can imagine. Now that you all golf for
Yeah.
Ted Rhodes for your matches, or will you golf somewhere else?
Well, we practice at Ted Rose, but I tell you how golf has changed. At Howard, we're working on getting memberships at country clubs, hopefully, and things like that. Tennessee State behind Gentry used to be a field up on top, and they used to have this parking lot that went way down to the bottom, right? And the grass was as high as from your foot up your shin.
Wow.
And we would hit balls out this grass. It was so high, it would hit the parking lot and it would roll about 400 yards. It would take us 2 hours to hit about 40 balls because we had to go pick them up. It was a hot mess. It was awful. It was awful. But it made you appreciate when you finally got something decent, though.
Most definitely.
And that's where the way I'm built right now, I mean, I feel like sometimes you feel like Teflon and feel like you've seen the other side. You're so thankful when you get a little bit because with a little hard work, you can make a little bit turn into a whole lot. And that's the lesson I try to teach the players, man. Like they've never seen the other side. So they become slightly entitled. And I try to let them understand that don't work in my world. There's no level of entitlement here. There's a deep gratitude and a deep appreciation for the small things because I remember the other side. They don't. And once they come to that level of understanding, I think at that point things really work themselves out.
You got that right, and that's why I try to have our own coaches from the HBCU schools, TSU, of course, and now in the OVC because I lived that life that you understand. When you go to HBCU school in a small school, resources are very tight. So you have to understand that, and I want to make sure people understand that there's great stuff going on at HBCU schools. Give you the platform because I feel as being an HBCU grad myself, I got to make sure I show the good side that we can overcome no matter what the situation may be. Resources, not whatever. Great things will still happen in our schools.
Yeah, totally. I think you hit the nail on the head. And I think, when you see what Kamala Harris is about to do right now in government, I think you really understand that there's so much talent embedded in these HBCUs around the United States. With proper training, with resources, with God, with all the things that are out there and at our disposal, we can honestly be anything we want to be. And I promise you this, if you can make it out of HBCU, there is nothing in this lifetime that can chip away and knock you down because you probably already experienced a whole bunch of pitfalls.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And coaches, look at us today. Both of us are two TSU grads. Our radio show that's very popular in the #9 market in the country. You're a golf coach at a great HBCU school. So just we're two examples of, hey, HBCU success from the same school. Different
Totally,
eras, but the same school. So like
totally,
we're an example for people right now today that, hey, go HBCU school. You can be successful like anybody else can.
totally, 100%, 100%.
Mo Devil, Coach Perrier, thank you for your time today, man. This has been great talking to a fellow Tiger, talking about your new product, the Howard Bison, because I don't be watching golf now because of you, man. I'll be looking at the scores now to make sure y'all doing well now because of you, brother. I'm be cheering
Well, I
for you guys from the
appreciate.
ATL.
Well, I appreciate you, man, and go Big Blue, man. I appreciate it, and hey, all those days I fondly remember, and I'm looking forward to creating those same new memories at Howard right now, and I'm excited about what's about to come.
But Coach, when I find out when the Hawks play the Wizards, I'll definitely hit you up when I'm in town and come by and
Nice.
see you guys because I have no idea where you're playing ball for in the NBA. I have no idea, but when I find out, I'll let you know and make sure I'll stop by the Howard, see you guys over at the Howard Bison, man, and see Derek and everybody over there who I know at the school, man. Y'all get some good people over there, man.
Well, I appreciate you. Derek knows have been fantastic, and I think right now it's just beginning. I think it's only going to get better.
Modell, folks, it's Coach Sam Perry on the Bossman Show, Howard Bison golf coach, and the former Sixers Tiger like me. We all the big blue over around here. We out.
Grab a hold of big breakfast flavor at Hardee's. Try 2 breakfast sliders for just $2.99. Get Applewood smoked bacon or freshly grilled sausage with fluffy eggs and golden melty cheese, all on a toasty little bun. Good morning, start at Hardee's. Available now for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included.
Yeah, man. It's just, we were, playing as good as we're peaking at the right time. And, and then this COVID hit, man, it was kind of devastating because, I have 14 new guys. And, when you have 14 new players, it takes a minute to gel. And the good thing about those guys was they stayed the course. Even when we were struggling, they knew that we had something. Once we got it down, we were going to be really good. And, man, they stayed the course. We started rolling, and all of a sudden, man, this COVID hit, and we had to stop in our tracks. And it was one of the toughest things I ever had to do was go in that locker room and say, man, the season's over with. And all this time and effort and work we did and the success we were having, is done. And we're not going to have anything to show for it.
And yeah, Coach, I know around that time, man, I know I was in March. I was with the Hawks. That's my birthday when everything shut down in the NBA. So were you all in Birmingham when that all went down? Had you already played your first round game and heading to Birmingham when you had to tell those guys it was over?
We had won our first game at home against Alabama State, and then we were on the road, man. We were right in the just got into Mississippi, man, and got the call saying we had to turn around.
Man, I know that was tough for those young men. And, Coach, I saw last year, man, you had to pretty much go back to your way of playing ball because I know how you play. From your days at Morehead State, you was playing short rotations. That's not you. You played 9, 10, 11 guys. And then at one point you said, I'm going to go back to being what I do what I do. And so how'd you guys respond to you saying, hey, we playing my way. We're going to do it the way I've done it all this time. And when they finally got it, and won that run you guys went on there?
Well, what happened was, we went on a 6-game winning streak after we lost our first 3 conference games. And guys still weren't happy when we were winning. But I shortened the rotation. So I told them after the Jackson State game, we got beat at Jackson State. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to playing my ball. I said, and that's playing a lot of guys, but we're going to play at a pace that's unlike anything that we're going to play against. And if you guys can get it, everybody plays. If you don't get it, I'm playing the ones that's getting it. I'm going back to the 7, 8, 9-man rotation. Man, every time I sub somebody, I never missed a beat. them dudes was ready, man. And everybody was involved in the success that we were having. So the locker room, the bench was, man, everybody was just waiting for their turn, knew they was going to get it. And when you got, 12, 13 dudes, man, know they going to play and play significantly and, and have fun doing it, it's hard to stop that, man. And that's what happened. And, it was tough the way it had to end. But the good thing is we really only lost 2 players. And we got pretty much everybody back. We got almost 90% of our scoring back. So we just hoping that we can get started again, man, and kick this thing off and continue what we had going last season.
And now, Coach, like I said, you said, when guys know they're going to play, they're going to be engaged in practice, shoot-arounds, timeouts, because, guys, the main thing is to play. But, playing for you, you got to defend like hell, play with Sean Wood. So give them the buy-in defensively, then play that ball offensively, transition easy for you guys.
Exactly. And we were locking people down, man. I mean, holding teams under 40%, out-rebounding them, double figures. We were just getting it. And I didn't care who I put in, I wasn't going to say and produce, and they did it. And it was just a real refreshing and gratifying situation as a coach. And, I hopefully we can do that again with these new guys that we brought in.
Well, Coach, you got 5 newcomers, one of them being your son. You got some JUCO guys, some transfer guys. So tell us about your 5 new guys, and especially how's it been to coach your son, Deshaun, up?
Well, I haven't been able to do much. We had a week of practice because we didn't get started till after Labor Day. And then we had 2 guys test positive, so we're just now starting back today, man. I'm heading back to the office right now. Can't wait to be able to start back today. So hopefully that was a bump in the road and we don't have any more of those. And I'm just excited, man, to get started again. I haven't been able to touch them as much. So hopefully now this is a start of something. But, the 2 big guys, Harrison Henderson and Andre Allen, have a chance to be really, really good. Both of them are skilled. Andre Allen's super athletic, can be a force, especially offensive rebounding. Harrison is more of a Brad Daugherty type. I don't know if you remember him. He's played in North Carolina.
I do.
Real smooth, nice, sweet jump shot, skill, can pass, And then we got we got Andre Torre, who's a transfer from Howard, who's on the Russian national team, man, the actual national team. And he's as talented at 6'8" as you can get. We're very blessed to get him. And then we got Sam Kalo, who's from Eastern Oklahoma Junior College, who's a Sean Woods type of guy, a junkyard dog.
Most definitely.
And then my son, who knows me, as a point guard. So that's going to make the right play and do the things that, you need to do. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to coaching my son, looking forward to coaching all these guys. And the thing about my son is there's no pressure because I got everybody back. So he ain't got to come in and, do nothing extraordinary, no pressure on him. Just come in, fit in, and do what he does. And then, when these guys leave, he'll, have some experience with some guys he'll be playing with, and the future's bright. So, Southern basketball, man, is, it ain't going to look back for a while because we got things in place. And as long as we continue to recruit, Sean Woods type of guys, man, we always going to be in the mix.
Well, I knew it. That first year transition year, I knew it was going to be a bad year for you. But last year, I said, yep, he got the mixture right. And this year, the 5 guys you guys, to me, are the favorites in the SWAC. I don't want to put the pressure on you, but I feel like you guys got the nucleus already there, plus 5 new guys who can plug right in there. You guys got a squad this year, Coach, for real.
I'm looking forward to it. It's the only thing is I didn't get the summertime makes me. People don't understand. My season is predicated on the summer. We didn't get a summer this year because of COVID. You know what I mean? So now I'm rushing to get some, player development in before we start going banging and slanging because you don't want to go in and hit them real hard and injuries start to plague you a little bit. So I'm trying to be smart about it and take my time, but knowing that I got something. And all it is just really acclimating these new guys into what we already got. And once that happens, man, because all the new guys pretty much are the guys with size. So once they get it, hopefully we can, instead of us having that finding our way at the beginning of the year, we can already be there, and continue to get better because we will still get better even though we were winning and having and beating people by double figures, we were still getting better. We hadn't peaked yet. So that was the scary thing, you know what I'm saying?
Most
That
definitely.
our ceiling is so daggone high that I'm just trying to continue to get there, you know, but
Yeah.
this thing stopped me, man. And I've been going crazy. You know, I can't touch my guys, you know what I'm saying? So
Most definitely.
now I'm like a bull in a china shop, you know, now that I got them, and I'm rushing over here as I'm talking to you to get to them, and hopefully this thing can continue, you know?
Most definitely. And you know what, man? You know what's so great about it is like the summertime, like the guys should be very fresh because you couldn't really work them out and run them. So, you know, you young men, did you all have them on a little plan at home for us doing something in the yard and how to get the young men from kind of not being so far out of shape when you get them now? We're like, oh my God, I got to start from scratch. So how did that go for you guys with your strength coach there?
Well, we can do nothing. You know what I'm saying? The strength coach couldn't touch them, couldn't do nothing. So I really had them really doing old school stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Push-ups and sit-ups and getting running in, you know? That was the only thing we really could do because of this deal. You couldn't go to gyms, you know, to get you a good workout in. So we just tried to do the best we could with what we had. And thank God that we got guys that really want to be good. So they, you know, they didn't have to be motivated to do it. And they did what they're supposed to do for the most part while they were gone. So they came back, man. In the first couple of days, I'm gonna say, man, these dudes out of shape. You know, these workouts gonna be bad. Man, them workouts was good. You know, they answered the bell. It was tough. They were sore, but man, they answered the bell. These dudes, you know, it's like you dude been hungry for the whole life. You put a nice looking plate on this table, and he's starting to eat it, and all of a sudden you come back and take the plate away. What do you think how that kid gonna feel? That's how my guys feel right now.
Most definitely. And for you, man, recruiting for the next class here, how's that going via Zoom all this time, man? I know you a guy who got to build relationships, face kind of a guy, but how is it trying to build relationships and recruit via Zoom this time around? Did it help you expand your reach because you had to waste the budget to travel this time last year?
Well, I tell you what, you know, it makes things a little more equal because even the bigger schools can't go out and can't visit and all that. So it's pretty much about relationships. So you find something, especially you can get a diamond in the rough, especially in your state, because kids are getting desperate now because they didn't get a chance to really have a showcase because they didn't get a chance to play in front of no college coaches.
Most
so
definitely.
Now you can get a kid that they didn't get to see. You know, normally when you offer a kid, you see a kid at the mid-major level, you think you got something, and all of a sudden, man, he go to a tournament, blow up, and here come the big guys, the big schools. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, most
so
definitely.
That ain't happening now. So, you know, hopefully we can take advantage of this situation because we did take advantage of it, you know what I mean, with the 5 guys that we got because of COVID. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come in on a visit. We didn't have to compete as much, you know what I mean? So we just, you know, steady staying the course and becoming more aggressive with this COVID deal because this is where we had to strike. You know what I'm saying?
Now, how's it been telling your young men, man, look here, I know you young, I know you want to see some girls, go out to the mall, shop, so how's it telling them guys to say no when they really want to say yes to certain things, keep them in focus? I know with the team, you had 2 guys getting the virus, the quarantine, so hope that teach them a little bit of a lesson now that, hey, this thing is real. We got to really be on our P's and Q's always.
Well, you know what, man? It's kind of crazy. They have been doing good as a whole for the most part. You know, you could get this thing any type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like they was really, and I'm proud of them because they ain't been wilding, you know. But you can't, you know, 100% COVID-free on a team is unrealistic. And, you know, the way they got it was just being simple. You know what I'm saying? A family member brought it to them. You know, ain't nobody clubbing, ain't nobody doing none of that. You know what I mean? Because these dudes are focused. And, you know, it was just an unfortunate situation that happened. And, you know, it set us back a little bit. But now everybody's all tested negative. And hopefully this is the end of it and we can get rolling, man.
And now, Coach, for your non-conference schedule, man, you know, I know they pushed y'all back to the 25th, so getting the money games is big for Southern and the SWAT school. So how's it been trying to getting games, knowing that you got 2 weeks kind of taking off before you can raise that money that you usually raise non-conference schedule before you get in the SWAC play?
Well, we got lucky because one of the deals was an MT event, and even though we weren't able to play it at that time, the beginning of the year, we still were able to do it. So now we are, you know, it's just going to be in a bubble. It's going to be in Iowa. at one place, but we still got, we still got to get maybe another game or two in. But for the most part, it didn't devastate us. We didn't miss a lot, but we missed some. And, everybody now, you're not getting as much money from the bigger schools, but you got to get something to keep your budget going.
Yeah, I saw some of them contracts, Coach. They ain't good to me, man. That whole COVID clauses, man, they monkey. I saw a few of them.
Yeah, because here's the deal. You're not getting that much revenue because you're not having fans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't got that much money to give. That's understandable. I get it. It's unfortunate for us because we depend on that type of deal,
Most definitely. Well, that's what I got for you, Coach. This, man, everything's going on in the country, man, getting with George Floyd, all these different Brown Taylor. How are you talking to young men about being registered to vote this time around, getting engaged and realizing we check off that Jaguar jersey, man. You a young black man in Louisiana in this country.
Well, here's the deal, man. All you could do is educate your guys on, if police ever pull you over, you know what I'm saying? Give them respect. Don't give them any type of reason to do anything to you. You know what I'm saying? If you get pulled over, stay in your car. You roll down your window, yes sir, no sir. If I was speeding, sir, I was speeding. I'm sorry. The worst thing you could do is get a ticket. You know what I'm saying? If that's the worst thing out of this deal because of all this other stuff going on, man, take that ticket, pay that $75 or whatever, man, and keep it moving. You should have been speeding anyway. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
So my thing is, man, how this country is right now. Everybody ain't bad, but you got to select few. That's everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like all of us ain't good.
Most definitely.
But you just got to stay away from harm's way as much as you can. Use your common sense and get on through life, man. That's why you here, because you fortunate. You know what I'm saying? You ain't at the crib, ain't got nothing to do, while your other buddies at the crib, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, ain't found themselves yet. You in a organized situation. You lucky to be playing college basketball, getting an education. You know what I'm saying? So you got this thing 80% pegged. Now you just got to take advantage of it, okay? And do what you're supposed to do, and then go and educate somebody else and continue to make your family proud, your school proud, your coaches proud, all that type of deal. The more you trying to stay positive, do positive things, man, the less you get, you get involved with that dumb stuff. And right now, man, that's all I can tell them. You know what I'm saying? You can't be with them 24 hours a day, just like I can't be with my sons at 24 hours a day. But they know what right and wrong is. That's what I recruit. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay away from that dumb stuff, but we all are susceptible to mistakes, and we just got to continue to just be aware of our surroundings. Ain't nobody Superman. Just do what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it, when you're supposed to do it, and take advantage of your blessings, man. And if you do that, you know what I'm saying, you're ahead of the curve as far as getting into a situation that you don't want to be in.
Well, Coach, well said, my brother. Coach, I'm going to try to catch you, man, either in Montgomery or Huntsville, man. So I know you got to play those guys. Hopefully catch you one of them dates, man, when you come at the Alabama swing, Coach.
No doubt about it, man. You my guy.
No doubt, man. Hey, give him hell, Coach. Give him hell, man.
I don't know no other way, baby. Don't know no other way.
All right, man. Hey, thank you, Coach. Let's do it again real soon, brother.
No doubt about it. You know I always.
All right, brother. That's Sean Woods on the Bossman Show.
All right.
Sally Beauty's new all-in-one hair color kits make it easy to color your hair at home. Get everything you need to color for beautifully radiant results. Loved by professionals, open to everyone. Sally Beauty.
All right, folks, back on the Bossman Show. Friend of the show, Coach Tavares Hardy of the Loyola Greyhounds out of the Patriot League up in Baltimore City. Coach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me, boss man.
Good deal. Well, Coach, man, just talk to us, man. I know you was at Tech for a while with Coach Powelson. Now you got the job up here at Loyola, and you heading into year 2 here. So talk to us about how's it been for you, man, becoming the head coach of your own program now up in the great city of Baltimore up there in Maryland, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me again. It's been great. The opportunity is one that, as assistant coach, you always wonder when it's going to come and how it's going to come. But when this opportunity presented itself, I was lucky that I've worked for great guys like you mentioned, Josh Pastner, John Thompson III, Bill Carmody. And so I felt prepared. I felt ready to go. So now we're going into year 3. And so first 2 years, we've been good in terms of laying the foundation. But now it's time to really see the fruits of our labor. So I'm excited about the squad. I hope with all this COVID stuff, we can get to some sense of normalcy because we got a good squad and we're ready to get to work.
Now, Coach, let's go back to March, because, March 11th is my birthday, where everything went all crazy. I'm at the Hawks game playing the Knicks, and I get the text, season suspended, right? So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So where were you and your guys at on March 11th and having to go from having your guys sending them all home to go virtual and making sure they keeping their grades up and not, slacking off, they can't maybe made to run because class, you can't coach in here, I can skip class now, can't make a run for that. So how was that keeping young men accountable for academics and going from in person to being virtual? I know that had to be hard for you and your staff and your players as well.
No, it was a challenge. We had just finished having our team meeting where I kind of laid into them a little bit and challenged them, and we came up with this grand scheme of things. We had our 7 weeks of workouts in the springs all planned out. We had the summer workouts that we were trying to get them hyped up for and let them know we want to have X amount of shots by X date. And then a day later, I had to call them in and say, "Look, I'm sending everybody home. All that stuff's been put off." And so it's been a challenge, but I would say this platform that we're on right now, Zoom, has been a blessing during this time. We've been able to connect as coaches. We've been able to connect with our guys, and just spending a lot of time being able to have face-to-face conversations and talk about the program culture, talk about the things that we can control, power of positive thinking. Like, we've covered everything. We've had our conversations on social justice. We've had our conversations on just why it's important to vote, just everything under the sun. And so I'll say from that standpoint, it's been rewarding to be able to continue to communicate with them, but certainly from a comfortability standpoint of knowing what they were doing and how they were doing it, we're all in the dark and just ready to get back. I'm happy we were able to get back on the court this week.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, strength and conditioning wise, kind of alluded to it. Like, you don't know what those guys doing at home. You can see them workouts. You can watch them via Zoom, Instagram. So, how are the strength coaches kind of keeping the young men from doing things, calisthenics in the yard, jump roping, running? How was they trying to keep them in some sort of shape while they was back home?
Yeah, we got a great coach, Brian Arfitch, who, he designed workouts specific to what the players had available to them. Some guys, had gyms in their homes. Some guys had access. If their mom was a teacher or something, they can get into the school safely. Guys are from all over different parts of the country and world. And so, their cities were going through different things. And so, he was great at shaping it to each individual. Some guys living in apartments in Brooklyn, New York. We had one kid in Brooklyn, New York, who, all he had was space to do push-ups. And so, we made sure that we got all those guys the options to keep it going and safety first. That's the priority. We can make up for some of this other stuff, but keep them safe and keep them thinking positively was sort of our message to them.
Yeah, Coach, as they return here to you, are you gonna kind of give them like a soft ramp up because try to give the guys a full bore? Is you can talk about knees, ankles, some lingering all year long. So how are you gonna approach kind of get the guys ramped up as you get ready to start practice here in October and get ready for that November 25th start that you guys have coming up here real soon?
Yeah, so we've been very meticulous with how we're gonna get them back acclimated, and so it's two parts. It's COVID safety, so we want to protect them, from contracting or spreading, and so there's a set of protocols that we have in place to make sure that we're handling business in that regard. And then there's what you mentioned, the reintegration of their bodies, just making sure that they're not moving too fast. We're not trying to get it all back in 1 week. And so we've been good with executing that plan. We're locked in on the foundation phase again. What I'll say is this, boss, is the Patriot League announced that we're not going to play any games until after the new year.
Oh, wow.
And so that was announced last week, similar to what the Ivy League had done. And so, for us, we got a little bit more time. So we had a plan that we were preparing for that November 25th start, and we were able to go back and revamp it and prepare for after January start.
So, Coach Hardy, so how does it affect you guys non-conference wise? Because you know you guys have to raise money for the university and play those guarantees and those MTEs tournaments you had lined up. So, was league going to subsidize you all for the money you missed for non-conference, or how's it going to work?
Yeah, we don't have the details of that. What I'll say is, from our standpoint, and I think it's the same across the board. The big schools aren't paying the little schools much now anyway.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and so if you just really need it, and you're going to go out and I hate to say it this way, but get your head beat in 10 times to make 100,000. I feel for you. My administration had never, alluded that we were going to be in that position from the get-go, and so we were probably going to stick to a more local schedule anyway for safety and to save money. But the big schools aren't paying the guarantees because they can't have fans, and so we'll see how. Hopefully the market gets back to what it was, and so we can have those opportunities. But our administration has been great, and they haven't put any pressure on us to go out and try to go hunting for anything.
Well, Coach, I've seen some of those contracts, man. I would hate to be in y'all's shoes. I've been faxed a few of them and emailed a few of them. I'm like, Lord, this is these clauses something else, boy. It's paying for travel there. Hey, they ain't making no money. It's paying for travel. So yeah. Hey, glad your administration take care of you.
I don't know why somebody would do it. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna go play a school with a budget 10 times of mine, just to say I played them.
Yes.
And, that's just not the way we do it.
I love it. People send these messages to me, say, "Hey, look at this contract. Yeah, it sucks. I wouldn't sign it." So I feel for you guys, man. I feel for you for sure. Now, Coach, I tell you, man, what's good about the Petro League is all the different schools you have in that league. All the historical schools. So for our listeners who don't know about the Petro League the way you and I know it, tell them about the league and how tough it is to play the different schools you got to play. These schools is very, unique and classic universities, man.
Yep. No, I mean, I love our league. I love everything it stands for. I would say there's a lot of good players in this league. People forget about that. You look at what our league has done versus other similar size conference schools. We're always near the top. We're a mid-major conference that competes as such, and a lot of great coaches. Obviously, the model for the league, the student athlete experience, the emphasis on our student athletes have to be similar to what our student body looks like in terms of their academic performances. I like that. I think it allows us to go out and get a kid that's hungry to be successful in life with and without the ball. And so that's who we are at Loyola. We celebrate the academic success as much as we celebrate the athletic success. And we're trying to produce exceptional young men that go out into the world and be future leaders. So, that's what we're all about. And, I know the other schools try to do the same thing. And then we get a chance to go out and compete and see who does it best.
Well, Coach, being in Baltimore City, right there near D.C. and DMV area, I mean, you're a young man with a great opportunity to be right there in the hub of things going in this country to make networking arrangements, internships, and have jobs waiting on them once they leave the basketball court. So I feel like coming to Loyola, for me, for I'm a young man, hey, I got a lot of opportunity at this school. Being in a great city, I can be around a lot of movers and shakers in the world, get my foot in the door. For 40 years, I'm set for 40 years already.
That we talk about that all the time. It's a 40-year decision, and it's hard for some young men. And we talk about this as coaches. I got a group of coaches that I get with on Sunday nights. We're all first-time head coaches in the first 5 years on our jobs, and we talk about some of the challenges and just how when you have those opportunities to expose young men to what the world could be like. A lot of us had never seen it before. My mom wasn't a lawyer. My dad wasn't a doctor. So, a lot of the experiences I got when I got to college. And, And
Most
that's what we
definitely.
try to implement, and that's what we try to show our student athletes to, use this experience. Don't let it use you. And like you said, meet the folks and get the networking in and understand what this world is all about. And you can still pursue being a pro. We just had one of our seniors sign a deal to go play over in Finland. We got another one that's going to be signing, and we got a couple young guys who are getting NBA looks. And so you can still be a pro, but just know that you need to have options and have the right to choose, not just be chosen.
Most definitely. And also, coach, is this, man, being in Baltimore City, a city with heavy African American population, and you're an African American coach there, all your players are African American. So, how have you been trying to teach them about social justice, like you mentioned earlier, of getting registered to vote, knowing, understanding civics, what civics is about, knowing just more than just federal, you got to worry about state and local, of course. So, how have you been trying to teach them over Zoom about what's been going on in our country and how they can affect change going forward? Because, I mean, they are the next generation after you and I.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, it's funny. We've been talking about this from day one. It's important to me that our guys have a good understanding of history, have a good understanding of why things are the way they are and how we got here, and then, as you said, figure out a way that we can all positively affect change. And so we have those heart-to-heart discussions. One thing, I'm pretty vocal with who I am. But I never try to impose my will on the guys. I want them to think for themselves. I want them to evaluate situations and come up with their own conclusions. And so I think one thing this country has been missing is that open dialogue with people from a diverse set of backgrounds. You'll find out, and I say this all the time, we're way more similar than we are different.
Most
And I
definitely.
don't know if you're a Republican, a Democrat, a conservative, a liberal. In the grand scheme of things, we all want to be successful. We all want to work hard and get what we earn. We all want to provide great opportunities for our family and our loved ones. And if we're all moving in that same direction, this country can be that country that we all know it can be. But there's some things that we got to self-correct on, and you can't hide from history. You can't hide from the fact that there was 400 years of oppression that have us in unequal settings, and we need to address that and then find out solutions to move forward together.
Most definitely, coach. And also, you also been a trailblazer, but you had a second female D1 head coach, Coach Tiny Adams. So tell us about her, which is going to bring to your staff here going forward.
Yeah, Coach Tiny's a rock star. Um, you know, what I'll say is the first attraction. Number one, she's a grinder, so she reached out and sent me a note in her book, and just kind of I called her former boss who she was working with, who we worked together when I was at Georgetown, Kevin Brodus, and I just asked him, I was like, is she as good as it looks on paper? In terms of her background and in terms of her experiences, she was a great player. She's the greatest women's basketball player at Morgan State, but a lot of her records transcend on both sides. The amount of points and assists and steals that she had, and so I always respect people that got it out the mud, like she was able to do, as a player. And then I found out as a coach, she was equally good. She worked hard. She's passionate about player development, which is something that we wanted in a candidate. And she's already hit the ground running. She's been here, less than a week, and she's building an incredible rapport with our players. She's being innovative. She's challenging us as coaches with our thoughts and the way of doing things. And, I was really excited to have her on board.
And Coach, how cool has it been getting all these Zooms with other coaches since during the pandemic and learn about different other people's ideas and their schemes, and I learn about different ways of the coaching? Cause I know a lot of guys have been on Zooms. I've been invited to some of the Zooms. Okay, I've been on some and have not been on some. But how's it been interacting with coaches where the guard is kind of let down a little bit, where they always that mode to kill you, let you in something, let somebody's secrets here over this past few months here?
Yeah, and it's funny because, like everything, there's varying levels to this, right?
Yes.
So you have some where we kind of don't know each other, and offense, the basketball camp defense, and not telling too many secrets. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not cutting out on you.
No, you good, Coach. You good.
Okay. And then you have others like we have that I described on Sunday nights where, we are letting our guards down and we're chopping it up because, again, we're all going through similar things. And so guys are sharing and, we're talking about, how we're managing different situations. We're talking X's and O's. It's just one of those things where you got a bunch of like-minded guys, even though we play differently. We feel like we can learn and grow together. And so like those are the exciting ones. The other ones that sort of jump on and give your quick and easy. Those we're doing it because we have to. But I like the ones where we're really getting up close and personal and getting to know each other.
Yeah, most definitely. Those very exciting, man. I love them, man. I've been hearing a lot about them. I've been on a few of them, so it's been very, very cool. Well, Coach Hardy, man, keep up the good work, man. When next time you're in Atlanta, man, let me know, man. We gotta go get some food somewhere, man. Midtown Buckhead somewhere, man. Gotta get something.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I miss Atlanta. My family, we had a great time in our 2 years down there, but happy to get down there, but loving Baltimore as well. So if you're ever up here, I'll show you where the crab spots are, and we can get it in.
Hey, when we play the Wizards, I'm gonna hit you up. We play the Wizards. I can come up there, rent a car, and go up there. I'll let you, man. When we play the Wizards. So when I find a schedule, when I got you, Coach. So I find a schedule.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Coach, be safe, man. Be easy. We'll talk to you real soon now.
Right, take care. I'll see you.
All right, it's Hardy on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.